Welcome again to the lecture series, The Ascended Masters Answer the Fundamental Questions of Life. This lesson is entitled Lesson 16, Part 3. Here's a question. Can I achieve the Ascension in this embodiment? First of all, we know that it is much easier now to gain the Ascension in this embodiment. Before 1938, in order to achieve the Ascension, the physical body had to be completely purified and transmuted by means of light rays. Jesus and David Lloyd gained the Ascension under those rules. On November 8, 1938, as published in the December issue of The Voice of the I Am, a publication of the I Am activity, beloved Ascended Master Saint Germain made the announcement that the Karmic Board granted a new dispensation. Under this dispensation, a new procedure is available to all students on the path to the Ascension. From now on, the purified essence of the physical body is drawn into the etheric body, and under this new process, the physical body remains, later to be cremated. Saint Germain explained that this makes it much easier for those students who apply the teachings of the Great White Brotherhood in their daily lives to achieve the Ascension in their present embodiment. Excerpts from Saint Germain's dictation are as follows. In ages past, the Ascension could only be made by taking the purified physical body into the Christ Self, through the intercession of the Goddess of Light, the Goddess of Liberty, and mighty victory. A gift of love is being offered to mankind. There will be certain students for whom at the time of passing, the purified essence of the physical body will be drawn in the etheric body. In this way, they will be permitted to make the Ascension while the physical body remains here on earth, later to be cremated. This assistance is the most magnificent thing ever offered to mankind by life. This assistance will make it possible for thousands of students who would otherwise require another embodiment to gain the Ascension. Here's another quotation from Saint Germain. He said to Mr. Ballard on June 23, 1939, "I shall promise you, and I shall fulfill it, that every person who stands sincere to this teaching and myself shall receive his or her Ascension at the close of this embodiment." Beloved Archangel Michael, in a report to the Karmic Board on December the 31st, 1953, stated, "Every individual of the Bridge to Freedom, if he or she perseveres, shall know the Ascension at the close of this embodiment." Now, the question arises, what does it mean to stand sincere to this teaching? What does it mean to persevere? Simply put, it means we must adhere to the teachings of the Ascended Masters as given to Mr. Ballard and Geraldine Innocenti. We cannot expect to get harmonious results if we mix them with any other teaching or channelings. Now we will be talking about individuals who achieved the Ascension. In lesson number 2, entitled Memoirs of Ascended Master Jesus and Mother Mary, I already described the Ascension of Master Jesus. Next, I shall describe the Ascension of other individuals. The Ascended Master Saint Germain described his last embodiment as follows. Here is the account of my own ascension from the wheel of birth and death. All these are in my storehouse of memory. I remember well when my call came. I remember the dreams, the visions unfulfilled, the hopes and plans resulting from communion with my Maker that remained yet ephemeral phantoms, some woven into words which would outlive the garments of flesh I wore. Here Saint Germain is referring to the Shakespearean classics. The rough and choppy seas and the heavy fogs brought to remembrance another crossing. Then only faith sustained us as we journeyed to the shores of a land where one day my vision would become fact. Here Saint Germain is referring to his embodiment as Columbus. Then came the final preparation of my soul to relinquish its last tabernacle, taking up a new estate, and after that, the call. This came several months after I had passed the final testing before the Karmic Board, before I was enabled to finish up my affairs and retire to the home of this beloved friend in the heart of the Transylvanian mountains, and prepare to this ultimate experience of victory. Here I was joined by my spiritual teacher, and at a given instant, at the call of my I Am Presence, I left the arms of my dear friend and, with the help of my teacher, entered the realms of perfection, from whence I shall ever strive to assist my brothers and sisters who yet remain on earth, until they too experience the happiness and peace of this victorious accomplishment. Note, the AMTF book Ascended Masters and Retreats lists the biography of 107 Ascended Masters who gained the Ascension. This concludes Lesson 16, Part 3. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we will meet soon again for Part 4.